last time. Wow, my phone is freaking out because of this cold weather. Let me double check. I don't want to be fake news over here, so fact checking myself really quick. 1972 was the last time that Minnesota was won by a Republican. I'm really hoping we see a difference this year, but jumping back in, we have Mary Jo McVeigh who said, thanks Mike and Liz for standing in the cold for us. You're so welcome. I've been there, done that, lived in Michigan and moved to Florida years ago. No more cold or snow for me. Love you guys. Thank you so much, Mary. Yeah, it was so beautiful yesterday. I was so excited about today and taking photos of all the fall foliage up and down the hillsides here in Minnesota. And then today it just rained all night and brought in a cold front and it was freezing. But of course, this is what we're here for. You know, it's not all pretty days and sunshine. In the life of a reporter or journalist, it's not nearly as glamorous as it looks from the camera. But thank you for your support and your thankfulness. We really do appreciate it. Danny Elkins said, I'm not sure what happened, but last donation was $1. I just redid to $25 a month. I would like someone to call me to see about providing additional corporate support for you guys. Okay, I screenshotted that. I don't want to read your personal information with your phone number out loud online, so I'll send that to our boss later. But thank you, Danny, for your support. Paul Hinkle said, winning, winning, winning. Today, Dickett said, go Trump. Elizabeth said, love Jesus. Jackie Baby said, thank you guys for doing a great job. I love watching. And it looks like we have some more. Danny Elkin. Oh, we already got that one. All right, let's see. 7:15. We're going to refresh. Glenn Coker said, RSPN does a great job. Keep up the good work. Cheryl Grant said, thank you for giving us the truth. We're going to let those website donations reload. In the meantime, I'm going to hop into the YouTube Super Chat and just make sure we're not missing any information. In the meantime, actually, before we get to that, I want to talk to you guys a little more specifically about Minnesota and why you should vote President Trump, how hard he's been working. We're going to continue to pan these crowds so you guys can see the crowd filling in behind me. There's actually some overflow that is really starting to gather. Also, we want to say welcome to our new cameraman. We actually have someone back here training, so bear with us while we train. But also, all these technical difficulties, they're not him. It's most likely Y-O-U-T-U-B-E. I'm not even going to say the word because it'll go in their algorithm and then they'll just black screen us all. But you can see right now, people are still steadily filing in all the way. You're looking at stage left and then over to stage right. There is a massive overflow area. We'll get some photos of that when we are able to. Right now, we're not able to really see it. We're going to put the camera in that direction in just a moment. But if you'd like to see those photos later on, make sure you're following us on YouTube, Twitter and Instagram at RSB Network. Like I was saying earlier, President Trump is fighting for Minnesota workers and families. He's truly making this economy great again. As President Trump peacefully protests with supporters in Duluth tonight, the evidence shows his whole of government response to the coronavirus helped Minnesota families and workers. President Trump fought to give the people of Minnesota the resources and help they need to combat the coronavirus. President Trump's Paycheck Protection Program protected over 1 million Minnesota jobs by providing over $11.2 billion worth of loans to more than 102,000 Minnesota businesses. More than 2.7 million Minnesotans received economic impact payments totaling over $4.7 billion in relief. The CARES Act is providing up to $2.1 billion worth of aid to the state of Minnesota and more than $472 million to 3,758 healthcare providers in the state. Minnesota businesses are poised for a historic comeback thanks to President Trump's economic leadership. President Trump's pro-growth policies, tax cuts, and deregulation built a stronger economy for Minnesota workers and businesses. In the last 4 months, Minnesota added 176,000 jobs back following the economy's artificial interruption by the China virus. Minnesota added more than 50,800 new jobs in the first 3 years of the Trump administration, including 5,300 manufacturing jobs. In March, Minnesota's unemployment rate fell to just 2.9%. Prior to the Trump administration, 2000 was the last time Minnesota's unemployment rate was that low. President Trump's historic tax cuts and Jobs Act is projected to add over 24,100 new Minnesota jobs over the next decade. The law also designated 128 Minnesota communities as opportunity zones, which will drive new private investment into distressed and predominantly minority communities. President Trump kept his promise to negotiate America First trade deals, providing a massive boost to Minnesota's economy. The President's United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, also known as USMCA trade deal, will boost Minnesota's economy and create new jobs in the state, which exports $7.2 billion annually in goods to Canada and Mexico. Trade with Canada and Mexico support 233,800 jobs in Minnesota. The USMCA will open up Canada's market for dairy exports, allowing Minnesota's dairy producers to sell more milk and cheese. Minnesota is the nation's 8th largest milk producer, with the milk industry contributing $25.7 billion to the state's economy annually. President Trump is defending Minnesota farmers and agriculture producers from China by providing $1 billion in direct USDA payments to Minnesota farmers. But Joe Biden's radical far-left agenda will decimate Minnesota workers and families. The terrible trade deals that Biden supported during his 44 years as a career politician in Washington killed Minnesota jobs. Minnesota lost 13,700 jobs due to higher trade deficits with Mexico under NAFTA, which Biden supported. Not surprising. Minnesota lost 38,100 manufacturing jobs between when NAFTA took effect in 1994 and when President Trump was elected. Biden voted to normalize trade relations with China, which killed 88,300 Minnesota jobs due to higher trade deficits. Biden's radical energy policies and promise to, quote, end fossil fuel would devastate Minnesota workers and businesses. The oil, gas, and coal industries support more than 118,000 jobs in Minnesota and contribute more than $14 billion to the state's economy annually. More than 77% of Minnesota's homes are heated by natural gas, fuel, or propane, fuels that Biden wants to eliminate. More than 1/3 of Minnesota's electricity grid is generated by coal. Biden's plan endangers the private health insurance that 3.5 million Minnesotans rely on. Biden's government-run public option plan would ultimately kill private health insurance plans. Under Biden's government-run public option plan, 49 of Minnesota's rural hospitals would be at high risk of closing, limiting patients' access to health care. That's nearly 80% of Minnesota's rural hospitals. And finally, Biden pledged that charter schools will be gone if he's elected president. More than 56,000 students are enrolled in over 220 charter schools across Minnesota. But let's face it here, we already know Biden doesn't care much about having American students in school. That's become pretty clear when it comes to him refusing to open up our economy, open up schools, allow children to learn. Absolutely ridiculous. Looks like we have some more donations via our website. We want to make sure we get all of those shouted out properly. We are so thankful for everyone who's donated. Keep in mind, we're asking for donations because we're almost entirely viewer funded, meaning we don't have large investors or ownership, anything like that. We are almost entirely viewer supported. It's your donations that allow us to get to the next location. In this case, the next location will be President Trump's Keep America Great Rally live from Orlando, Florida. We will have special guest Father Frank Pavone there, as well as Mike Nificent and Grace Saldana. It will be a wonderful team in the Sunshine State, so it should be very warm, and hopefully everyone will be excited for that. Following Orlando, on the 2nd, we're going to have 2 Wisconsin rallies back to back. President Trump is fighting hard for Wisconsin as well. Those 2 rallies are going to be at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. No, probably not. I'm going to have to check that. You guys don't quote me on that one. 2 Wisconsin rallies back to back, though, on the 3rd. So note that, and RSBN will be there. We'll be covering those live. We're excited to do it. Again, we are live here in Duluth, Minnesota, a state that President Trump lost by 1.5 percentage points to Hillary Clinton in 2016. very slim margins considering this state has not voted red since 1972. However, President Trump really is looking at that as more of a challenge and has promised to come and campaign hard. He wants the support of the people of Minnesota. He has fought hard for Minnesota. He has talked about it countless times, and he has campaigned here a lot. We were here just about a week ago. I feel like I've been in Minnesota and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin more than any other state over the past year roughly campaigning, but it just shows that he is not ready to just sit back, accept defeat, or even accept a decent win. He wants to win this election by a landslide. And watching the way this man is campaigning and watching his energy and his demeanor, the way he fights for the American people, he's fighting for your support. And I cannot wait to sit back on election night. I know everyone's going to be so tense. I'm going to be so relaxed. I cannot wait to see these seats flip red. If you're curious about how you can donate to us, there's a number of ways. The first way is by clicking that $sign in the bottom right-hand corner of the YouTube Super Chat. Again, the YouTube Super Chat is an easy way to donate. We were having a lot of issues with YouTube earlier. Shocker, a conservative news media outlet needs help, and we can't rely on them. So if you see a glitch with that, just kind of ignore it. I'm sorry, it's not our fault. Something that we're just like bullied by big tech at this point. So shadow banning, censorization, black screens, we're used to it. When you can watch us there, most of the time it's fine. If there's an issue in the chat room and you can't donate, go to our website. It's a great way. It's super safe. We actually get to monitor that. We are in control of it there. So you can go to www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. And those website donations still give you the opportunity to type a message and you'll be able to give a shout out on air. So I'm going to read those in just a second. Before I do that, please note the third way you can donate, and this is a non-electronic form, so a lot of people love it. We've gotten so many checks and letters in the mail, and there was one last week. I've got it on my phone. I'm actually writing a personal thank you card back to this man because he sent, I think it was a man, I actually need to check the name again, but I just know it was an envelope of puppies, like the card, and lots of different puppies on it, and it was like, I know Liz loves dogs, so she might like this. Here's my donation. So we read these things, you guys, and even if I'm not there, my boss actually read that, my CEO, and he sent me a photo of it so I could read the letter and look at the pictures of the dogs, and I absolutely love it. So you are getting a handwritten thank you note from me as soon as I get back home and get to my stationery, so thank you so much. To read some more of those website donations that have come through, we have Danny Elkins. Oh, we already read that one, but hope you're having a great 59th birthday. Bill Prentice. Let's get to the newer ones, if it will let me. Again, we are totally unscripted. We don't have a teleprompter. We are running this production via our cell phones. No earpieces, none of that Biden stuff. So this is as real and as raw as it gets. Thank you for bearing with us. We have Melanie and Victor Jaden, who said, we are from California and are happy to see young patriots, you flatter me, thank you, supporting the best president in American history. Of merit-based voting, who said merit-based voting. And we have Golden Colburn, who said, I know the amount I donated this time of $1.77 is an odd amount, but it was what I had remaining on a gift card and figured why not give it to RSV, and thank you for the rallies. Thank you, Golden. That is so sweet, honestly. I do really appreciate that. And like I said, every single penny counts here, so thank you for your donation. Very thoughtful. I think I am caught up to date on all of the website donations. So if you want to get some of those in, I'm happy to read those out. In the meantime, I'm going to jump back into the YouTube Super Chat. Let's see if we've got anything going on there. Nothing new from the press pool regarding President Trump's travel, so it's quite possible the next time we see him, he'll be landing right behind me. I'm going to hand the microphone back over to Mike-nificent for a little bit to give you an update on what's going on here at the rally, the overflow, and to shout out some of the YouTube donations. So over to you, Mike.
All right. We are just about 30 minutes away from President Trump's arrival in Duluth, Minnesota. The people are still coming in. It's a full house tonight, despite the weather being chilly. You know, this is probably not much to Minnesotans. True Minnesotans, especially this far north, they are not too concerned about this weather. But it's a packed house tonight. People are still coming in. They're excited to hear the president's message, as we are too. I'm very curious at what he has to say regarding last night's debate as well as his plans for the state of Minnesota. Before I get to some of his plans for Minnesota, I want to read a message straight from the campaign. But I want to give some super chats because I have been paying attention to that as Liz was talking. I'm going to give the shout outs there. So we've got Tubinator 2014. Thank you for your super chat. We've also got Country PN said, thank you RSBN. We appreciate all you do to bring us Trump events. Because of you, I have not missed one yet. Hello to all our people watching from Patriot News Channel Live. God bless you. Thank you so much for that super chat. We also got Cindy MC7. Thank you. We've got Norway, or NOK. This is God Bless America. America Bless God. Wait, America Bless God. Yeah, vote Trump 2020. Thank you. We've got a new member, Todd C. I'll just say Todd C. DLB says vote Trump. Okay, I think I gave these shout outs before. Crane Life said, thank you RSBN, make news great again. That's what we're doing. We're doing our best to make news great again. While Liz was talking earlier, we had some fans in the crowd. As the crowd funnels in, they like to wave at us. They like to shout us out, or they want us to shout them out. So if any point in time they're waving at us, we want to zoom in on them. I don't see anybody yet, but I did a few minutes ago. We have support far and wide, and I love when they turn around and look up here, they see me with this Make America Great Again hat on. They love to see it. They love to see it. They love to see that the press, not everyone in the press is biased and here to spin this story of what's happening in our country, that it's just a bunch of whole white supremacists, because we know that's not true. We know that's not true. If there really is white supremacists there in the Democrat Party, but that's a whole nother story. Topher Bowen said, Joe Biden makes love to, oh gosh. Because of the kind of network we are, I cannot read that, but thank you for the super chat. I cannot read that, but I appreciate the super chat. And I'm just happy in general that the chat is rolling. You know, President Trump has to win Minnesota, and I really think that he will. I want to read some notes directly from the campaign. Okay, President Trump peacefully protests with supporters in Duluth tonight, the evidence shows his whole of government response to the coronavirus helped Minnesota families and workers. President Trump fought to give the people of Minnesota the resources and help they need to combat the coronavirus. President Trump's Paycheck Protection Program protected over 1 million Minnesota jobs by providing over $11.2 billion worth of loans to more than 102,000 Minnesota businesses. More than 2.7 million Minnesotans received economic impact payments, totaling over $4.7 billion in relief. The CARES Act is providing up to $2.1 billion worth of aid to the state of Minnesota and more than $472 million to 3,758 healthcare providers in the state. Minnesota businesses are poised for a historic comeback thanks to President Trump's economic leadership. President Trump's pro-growth policies, tax cuts, deregulation built a stronger economy for Minnesota workers and businesses. In the last 4 months, Minnesota added back 176,000 jobs following the economy's artificial interruption from the China virus. Minnesota added more than 50,800 new jobs in the first 3 years of the Trump administration, including 5,300 new manufacturing jobs. In March, Minnesota's unemployment rate fell to just 2.9%. Prior to the Trump administration, the year 2000 was the last time Minnesota's unemployment rate was that low. President Trump's historic Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is projected to add over 24,000 jobs to Minnesota over the next decade. Also, President Trump's United States-Mexico Agreement, USMCA, trade deal will boost Minnesota's economy and create jobs in the state, which exports $7.2 billion annually in goods to Canada and Mexico. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount. Trade with Canada and Mexico supports 233,800 jobs in Minnesota. So just the list could just go on and on with how this president has done amazing things for the state of Minnesota. and what he's doing for the country. So it only makes sense that we'd stay the course and flip this state red. Actually, it's not really staying the course, it's changing the status quo, but stay the course as a country and continue on this path of preserving freedom and economic prosperity. You know, freedom, economic prosperity, success brings us together. It unifies us. Looks like we might be having a speaker here momentarily, maybe, I don't know. Looking up at the stage here, it looks like there's people walking. We are close to President Trump's arrival. We're under 30 minutes away from his arrival. He's already in the state of Minnesota. He finished up a fundraising event in Shorewood, and so he'll be up here shortly. It's a pretty short trip from the Twin Cities up here, as we made the drive just yesterday. Flights to Duluth were not very cheap, so we had to fly to Minneapolis and just drive on up. Beautiful countryside. But this state is up for grabs. The Democrats took advantage of this. They took this state for granted, just like they did Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and it's coming back to haunt them. And it's too little too late. I think Minnesota will flip red for the first time since 1972. That's a long time ago to be towing the line and just be on the status quo as far as the economy is concerned in this state, as far as the political leadership in the state. So I really hope President Trump speaks and acknowledges the corruption in Minneapolis. Can you believe it, guys? The ballot harvesting, Ilhan Omar. That's on top of her campaign finance violation, her illegal immigration, like all the things. Just it's crazy. The leadership is bad there. The leadership is very bad there. Between Ilhan Omar, Governor Tim Walz, Jacob Fry, Amy Klobuchar, and Keith Ellison, this state needs to make some changes. Now I'm going to take about 5-minute break, and I'm going to throw it back to the studio for Joe. Joe's going to give a message to you guys. So, Joe, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. You and Liz doing a great job there in Duluth, Minnesota. We have some work to do. We are going to be headed to Orlando next. We'll be there on Friday with a special guest host, Father Frank Pavone. You guys were wanting to get him back after last time. It was a huge success. So I guess Father Frank is our Florida correspondent now. And then we're headed to Wisconsin for a doubleheader on Saturday. If you're going to watch college football, that's okay. Just make sure you keep your laptop nearby or your phone nearby. And don't forget us here at Right Side Broadcasting as well. I'll probably be watching the Auburn-Georgia game here in the studio as we rally all day in Wisconsin. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It will only be about, I guess 20 more minutes or so before the president speaks. Special announcement right now. We'll be in La Crosse, Wisconsin, yes, on Saturday for an early rally, and then the primetime event on Saturday in Green Bay. We'll have a special guest host with us. You guys know him as Brick Suits, the Brick Suit guy that's always at the Trump rallies. He's going to be guest hosting in Green Bay with us. So we are thrilled to be able to have him, and we've got some more special guests on the way. We're trying to do everything we can for you guys out here. It's tough on the road. These guys might not be home for a while. We're expecting to be extremely busy next week. So stay tuned for an updated schedule. And please continue to support us, because that's the only way we can get to these events. It's very expensive, and hopefully you can tell our production quality has improved significantly from where it was in 2016. That's all thanks to you. You put us there, and look at that crowd there in Duluth. It goes way back, and I'm going to see if I can try to get them to capture some of that for you so we can put it up on Twitter. And we appreciate y'all again. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to play some music by Will Watkins and the Shotgunners. Will Watkins is a friend of mine from North Alabama, and he is a huge patriot and a good guy. Check him out, Will Watkins and the Shotgunners. By the way, those of you asking why we don't play the music at YouTube on that's actually happening right now at the rally, because if we did, then it'd be about 5 minutes and this stream would be taken down. So copyright violations on YouTube is a very serious thing. So we have to be careful. That's why we have to play our own music when we're not talking. So we only choose the best. We have our own Jacob Seals, as you know, and now Will Watkins and the Shotgunners. Check them out at on Facebook at Will Watkins and the Shotgunners, or you can buy their music at willwatkinsandtheshotgunners.bandcamp.com. We'll send you back to Duluth in a second. Until then, enjoy the sights and the sound.
Got the desert weather on channel 19. It's gonna be a storm like you've never seen. School's letting out soon, early on a Friday afternoon. 4:30, I'll head back to my car. But driving home from work's never seemed quite so far. Before I put my key in the door, singing "Let It Rain," I don't even give a damn no more. My head in my hand, I'll be on the board, watching it fall. 'Cause I remember it all. Let it rain, I don't care if it floods all week. Turns my yard into Cedar Creek for all I care. See, I made plans to stay right here and watch it rain. So let it Everybody's got something to do, except for me. I just sit around and think about you, trying to forget. It just ain't happened yet. As the water level rises and the nightfall comes, cheering on the clouds at the top of my lungs again. Again, singing "Let It Rain." I don't even give a damn no more. My head in my hands, I'll be on the board.
Hey y'all, we're Diamond and Silk. Listen, our book dropped already, and we want you to get a copy of it.
That's right.
Uprising, who the hell said you can't ditch and switch? The Awakening of Diamond and Silk.
That's right.
Now you can get the book at diamondandsilkbook.com or anywhere that books are sold. And I want you to continue to support RSBN.
That's right.
Why?
Why?
Because they've been here since the beginning. And they will be here to the very end.
That's right.
And guess what, y'all?
What?
We gonna win.
That's right.
You all get out and vote. Vote red. RED. Remove every Democrat. And make sure you vote for Donald J. Trump. We love y'all.
Bye-bye.
Stumbled, took my eyes off the path. Last 12 years of my life, living in the past. So I turned to the bottle, but the bottle took me down to a place I thought I'd never see, that's lower than the ground. And I'm here to testify, it ain't easy walking blind. They say all wounds heal in time. I'm still waiting on mine. I'm still waiting on mine. I held on for as long as I could last. Thought I had forever, but then it up and passed. Now looking back, all I can say is that I see everything I wanted was right in front of me. I'm here to testify, it ain't easy walking blind. They They say all wounds heal in time. I'm still waiting on mine. I'm still waiting on mine. When the day comes that you meet your end, pray that you never wish to turn back again. Life's short, we get just one time around. I was lost for so long, but now that I'm found, hey, I'm here to testify. It ain't easy walking blind. They say all wounds heal in time. I'm still waiting on mine. I'm still waiting on mine. I'm here to testify. It ain't easy walking blind. They say all wounds heal in time. I'm still waiting on mine. Yeah, I'm still waiting on mine.
away from President Trump's arrival on Air Force One. President Trump is scheduled to begin his remarks at 8 p.m. on the stage that's set up right behind me. Again, 8 p.m. This is Central Time. We are live from Duluth, Minnesota. My name is Liz Willis. I'm here with the Magnificent. We've been here for a few hours. It is a chilly night. It's been a chilly day. Lots of rain came overnight, bringing a cold front to Duluth. However, that hasn't stopped people. It is a constant stream of people entering this venue here at Duluth International Airport. We're under a hangar here, and you can see it's hard to describe when all of the images I'm getting right now are reversed. So that direction is the overflow for President Trump's remarks here today. I'm going to step aside so y'all can see that a little better. Again, thousands of people in the overflow. Freezing cold, 46 degrees. I sound like such a southerner when I say that. It is freezing. There's a wind chill. It's technically 46 degrees. You can tell by the way everyone's bundled up. But again, standing room only. Every single seat was actually taken hours ago. I mean, within moments of doors opening. Beautiful venue. Well done here today. We have the logging trucks. Some nice poles cut, and then it says make logging great again, flags hanging from each of these trucks. Really something unique and different. President Trump did talk a lot about forest management, USMCA deals, and how important that is to our nation. As a fifth generation pine tree farmer myself, something I'm very proud of. It is great to see. It's great to have a president really take action on this, make deals on this, and put it as a priority. Farming is so important. It's really one of the main backbones of the United States, and our forest industry and forest management is something that clearly people don't know enough about. California, clean those leaves off the ground. Oregon. So do your thing. Fortunately, all of my property's in Georgia, so knock on wood, but we do our own controlled burns all the time. Something some other states could possibly take notes on. Once again, make sure you get all that dead stuff out of there to prevent larger forest fires from happening. We'll probably hear President Trump talk some more about that, given the fact that there are some massive logging trucks right behind me with, again, flags that say make logging great again. But I'm here to see it. I'm excited to see it tonight, and we have a lot of things going on. Of course, this is President Trump's first technical campaign stop that is public. He had a fundraiser earlier today in Shorewood, Minnesota, that was private, invite only, which was expected to raise around $7 million for Trump victory. A lot of money, but that's completely necessary. The Dems are throwing money left and right ever since RBG's passing. They will stop at nothing to get their former Vice President Joe Biden, whatever you want to call him, into the White House, and it looks like at this point all they really have is money. They're just throwing it. So President Trump is out here fighting. Again, he had that campaign fundraiser earlier today. He will be flying directly here on Air Force One. He'll take the stage at 8 p.m. This will be the first official public campaign stop since last night's first presidential debate against, of course, President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. Very interesting night, to say the least. I'm sure many of you watched it. We were actually able to cover that live from Right Side Broadcasting Network, so hopefully you enjoyed it there as well. Great job to Joe Steele and to First News for helping us get that coverage. Keep in mind, we're almost entirely viewer funded, so we do rely on your donations to go from rally to rally, place to place, and to cover all of President Trump's rallies and to bring you the best team in the business, absolutely the best. These people are wearing 10 different hats at one time. We're currently training a new cameraman as we speak, so we're really excited about that. We really do want to guarantee that we have enough teams to cover as many rallies as President Trump wants to have in one single day. And if it's anything like the 2016 election, he was doing around 5 a day towards the end. Absolutely insane. Our promise to you is that we will go to as many as we physically can, as many as is physically possible. Looks like I need to check my phone really quick, so bear with me on that. And if you will stand by, I'm actually going to hand the microphone back over to my lovely co-host, Magnificent, who's going to talk to you a little bit more about how you can donate and how you can get a shout out. Thank you.
All right, guys, we are just a few minutes away from President Trump's arrival here in Duluth, Minnesota. One of the things I want to do is let you all know that we are almost entirely viewer funded. It is your donations, your support that sends us to President Trump's rallies and events, and not even just that, his news conferences. We bring all that. We have to get new equipment. There's a lot of upkeep and maintenance that goes into bringing you quality content. We've only been around since 2015, so we would like to supplant the mainstream media, hopefully, you know, and it's your donations, your support that go a long way to helping us do just that. So one of the things you can do is go to rsbnetwork.com/donate, and you can send a check directly to RSB Network. If one of our moderators wouldn't mind helping me out, I don't have it memorized yet, but if one of our moderators wouldn't mind putting links or the address to where you can, our physical location where you can mail checks. But you can also go to RSB Network, rsbnetwork.com/donate to give a contribution there. You can also